Okay, so today I have some bad news. The Samsung S95B has been neutered. Now, it happened on firmware 13.02, and again, I'll open up my picture menu to show you that I am on firmware 13.02. You guys can see all that for yourselves, okay? 13.02. Now, what happened on firmware 13.02 is that we saw a massive reduction in peak brightness of over 1,000 nits. And I'm just going to show you guys in real time so that nobody's confused as to what we're seeing here. As unfortunate as it is, it did happen. So here we go. This is for a 1% Windows stimulus. Now, you're going to notice it's at 500 nits. A little over. This is what it's basically like all around. Excuse me. Right? Then we go to a 2% window. Or I think it's the reverse. This is the 1% window. 1% is like 519, 520. It's not very bright at all, right? This is SDR. The relevancy of this is that before, it did not struggle like this. We go to a 2% window stimulus. 518. We go to I think it's this one's, it's 1, 2, and then 5% window is this one. So, not doing great there. 10% window, usually the brightest on Samsungs. Across the board now, it's only holding a little over 500 nits. The relevancy of this, and the reason this is so important, is because in all of these different windows of peak brightness, it was holding well over 1,400 nits in SDR, like it was nothing. And now, it can't do that after a firmware update. This is why I always preach do not update your TV. Because now, you either have to live with Samsung having false advertised to you based off of, again, listen to what they do. They get these influencers to buy the product, glow it up at the current level that it's at. Then they come out later on and give an update and destroy the product. Now, it might be that when it was at 1,500 nits, it might have been unsafe, might have been more prone to burn-in, so they had to really lower the peak brightness, but this in SDR is unacceptable from where it was. And now you see this is a 25% window, I believe, and we're at 298. This is like full screen brightness, basically. That, like, the levels of brightness that we're getting, more or less. This is, I believe, a 75% window of peak brightness, or something like that. And this is 100%. So, this is 100, and we're at 217. This is 75%. We're at 251. This is at, we were at 75, so this is a 25% window. It's not great. Or 70, no, this is 50%. This is the 25% window, I believe. It's trash. Like, regardless on what the windows are, right? At no point are we seeing it touch 800 nits, 700 nits, none of that, let alone even 1,000. It's sub 1,000 nits across the board. And the biggest ones are the smaller windows, because on Samsung TVs, usually the smaller windows do better. Now, I've got it set up so you see the color meters not being touched. Nobody's doing anything. It's just straight up like an open door test, and it pisses me off. Like, it really does, because I got. Like, it happens sometimes, like, for the sake of the channel, I give in to, like, requests to, like, review shit, and I get got. And I got fucked over on this one, because that update nerfed the shit out of the brightness. Like, to like, the worst degree I've ever seen on any Samsung TV. My numbers plummeted dramatically. Like, a TV that was once capable of blasting off beautiful peak nits, now not capable of that anymore. And I knew something was up, because as I'm watching the content, it's not as impactful or as impressive as I remember, and I feel a lot more like, I'm like, well, wait a minute. It feels a lot more like the C1 in regards to brightness now. That can't be right. Maybe something's wrong with my settings. Maybe no. And so I decided to do the retest to just check it out, because, you know, I did the firmware update, but maybe that had something to do with it. And sure as shit, look at these disgustingly appalling numbers. It's like maintaining 500 nits across the board. It's the fucking worst. When you lose this much of your peak brightness, like after they sold you on having higher brightness, it's the kind of thing that really pisses me off. And I'm showing this off because this is the part of reviews that always goes missed. Like shortly after reviews, they always magically have nothing negative to say about the TVs. And that's just not how it works. This TV is terrible at maintaining the peak brightness that it was supposed to have before. Now we're getting up to like 300 nits, but it's not really going to hold on this larger window. It's going to fall off, as you see here. So my message is do not update Samsung TVs. There's a reason why people like me call them Scamsung. It is because they advertise one level of performance and then later on they make it way worse. I don't update Samsung phones. I should not have updated this TV. At this point, I don't know if I'm going to be holding on to this because to throw away a fucking 1,000 nits and then still have problems like the color management system being broken, that's huge. Those are huge problems to accept for this price point. And it's something that I think, honestly, if you're real with yourself, you'll make that determination for you. But for me, like, I'm feeling a type of way about this. Like, I really am. Like, I'm so crossed by it. So pissed off. Like, you had the perfect fucking TV. It was micro LED territory. 1,500 nits of peak brightness. I guess everybody's saying that woke Samsung up and they decided, well, now wait a minute. Then we can't sell other shit after the fact. Let's worsen this product to bring it in line with other OLEDs on the market. And they didn't even keep it at like 1,000 nits, bro. Like this shit is well below in SDR, which in SDR it was over 1,000 nits. Now I haven't tested HDR because I don't use that shit. I don't care about HDR. That's just how I roll. And the fact that my SDR is so nerfed now, like, bro, fuck it. Like, I'm not even with this right now. So mad. But I wanted to, at the very least, give you an open door test, a real reaction, and kind of tell you the brightness is nerfed to hell. Nerfed into oblivion. Do not do it if you've already done it. If I've recommended that you do the update, I apologize. I was wrong on that one, and I can accept being wrong on that one because I did not test the peak brightness to see if this was a big issue like it is, and it is. Absolutely is. I'm upset about it. I really am. And you know what? This is one of those things that's going to be irreversible, just like every other update that fucked over every one of my Samsung TVs. It's like once you do these updates on these Samsung TVs, it's just like you never get out of it. And it's always Samsung specifically that fucks their consumers like this, man. Like they always do this. Their updates are never beneficial. They're always bad, dude. Like you get like maybe slight motion enhancements here and there, but like what they take away from you is something so fucking precious. It's like the fucking monkey paw, bro. Like I hate it. I'm so mad. Like, I'm so mad right now. So, I'm going to end the video because I'll just go on ranting about how pissed off I am. But I need you to see this part of the Samsung S95B so that you understand that, like, even when you spend top-tier money, it means nothing to these companies. They'll drag you through the fucking coals nonetheless. They don't care. So, you see it in real time. Nobody's messing with the color meter. I'm disappointed, like I said. I'm going to end the video, but I thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. And until the next video, I'll see you guys later.